Hello everyone, Jester Tester is back. This time, we are reviewing the Atari Pong Tabletop Countercade by Arcade1up. And here it is, guys. I thought we'd take a look at it in the box that it comes shipped in. Well, it comes packaged in, I should say. And then we'll open it up and take a look at all the features and how it plays. All right, so here it is, the box. It's a cute little box. It comes with a handle on it. It says Pong Countercade. All right, it's a little cloudy. You can't really see inside too well at the table itself. That's probably because it has the plastic over the plexiglass. But here you see it says that it has Pong, Pong Doubles, Pong Sports, Warlords, Super Breakout, and Tempest. It also has an 8-inch LCD screen. It plays 1 to 2 players. All right, and on the back here, you could see the color of the table a little bit more. It has that real retro 70s colors to it, which I really like. The reason why I was interested in this at the beginning was the very first video game I had ever played was at my grandparents' house, and it was Pong. They had the first at-home console. I believe it was a Magnavox Odyssey. I'll put a picture up here to show you what it looked like, in case nobody ever had seen that before. But that was the very first Pong game that I had played. I hadn't gotten into the arcades until the 80s when I was a little older. But the funny thing about this was why this reminded me so much of my grandparents, not only for the game of Pong, but they had a TV in their kitchen, and that's where they had the game set up. And in their kitchen, they actually had this exact wallpaper. It was like an orange and yellow striped kitchen wallpaper. And this reminded me so much of going over there and playing that. So, okay, that's that story. But the reason why I didn't get this at the time that it was released was the price. I just thought $229 for this was just way too expensive. And I didn't bother with it. But last week, I looked up on Walmart online, and they were selling it. And I realized that a lot of times when you see a sale online in Walmart, go in the store at that exact same time, and you'll even find, if they have it on the shelves, you may even find it for cheaper than they're selling it online. And I did exactly that. I went into the store when I seen the sale online, and this was actually cheaper than the sale online. So I got this for $70 cheaper than what Arcade1up is selling it for. All right, so that's enough of that. Let's get it open. Let's turn it on and let's check out and see how the gameplay is. Hang in there with us, guys. All right, guys, I just had to cut for a second because I had to get a knife to cut the tape off all this. So let's open it up and take a look at it. Right off the bat here, they have instruction manual. And silicate gel. Here's your power brick. And let's see if we can get it open. They protected it nice. They do have the plastic on the plexiglass that you have to pull off. All right. Let's see. It's going to come off easy. Not too bad. Plexiglass is a little loose. Actually, the top is a little loose on this. That's bizarre. The screws are actually loose on this. You see that moving, guys? I'll have to get a screwdriver and actually tighten that down. Okay, on the side here, you can see it's got your 2-player, 1-player, your headphone jack, off-on button, and your volume switch. Speakers down here. There's where your power goes. It's a nice looking unit. It's got a nice, like I said, it's got definitely got that nice retro look to it. I like this little cutout here, the way it curves. The spinners feel like the same spinners that's on the Atari Legacy cabinet. Buttons are your basic Arcade1up buttons. The spinners feel pretty good. Oh, no. That one doesn't feel too good there. Huh. This one feels very loose. Oh, all right, we're going to have to look into this. All right, let me get this plugged in, turned on, and we'll check into that. Hang in there with us, guys. So I had to put the table up on end so we can get this shot like this because my overhead rig, my overhead camera just failed on me. So I'm going to have to do it this way, and we'll make the best out of it that we can. Now, like I said, coming into it, this spinner is a little weird. It works great. It's sensitive and it works great, but it has a little wobble in it. It's a little sloppy feeling. This one up here, the second player, is smooth and quiet. You don't even hear it move. But this one is definitely, there's something weird about this one. We'll have to check into this. And that's what I mean, guys. This is the thing that's got me kind of annoyed with Arcade1up products. It's always hit and miss with their controls, with their monitors, with something going on. I don't understand to this date why the quality control still isn't up to par. And that's the major complaint I have with all Arcade1up products. I love their products. I have a ton of them. But this has been an ongoing problem with them, and it's just annoying. You just almost, every time you pull one of their products out of a box, you always get that anxiety feeling that something is going to be wrong, and here it is again. And like I said, the top on this is very loose. It's very odd that that's that loose, that they didn't have the screws tightened down on that. So again, we'll look into that. So that's a negative already on this cabinet for me. Especially for the price that this is sold at, guys. I mean, come on. All right, so getting past that, we could just go quick through these games. I'm not going to make a long video about these games. You know the games that's in here. And like I said, guys, if you're not interested in Pong or you don't have any nostalgic value to Pong games, you're definitely not going to want to buy this. It's just the way it is. You're not going to get anything out of it. The monitor, I'll give that a plus because the monitor is very, very clear. It's vibrant. Even looking at it from the sides, there's no washout in it at all. So you could tell this is the better monitor now that they're putting in here. This is the 8-inch monitor. All right, so that's Pong. Now, what I like about all of these games, too, and Code Mystics did the emulation for this. And what I like about Code Mystics is you're always able to go in to dip switch settings with Code Mystics. You could change here, like you can see, you can change the sensitivity of the spinner, points to win. Every one of them has different kinds of dip switch settings. You could turn your scale lines on and off. On this one, you can have the gap at the corners if you want the gap at the corners, no or yes. And then you go down to save and exit. So that's always nice to have the ability to change the dip switch settings, which I like. This is Pong Doubles, which is a little bizarre, this game, because Pong Doubles was really meant for 4 players, and 4 different players had different control, had a spinner control, and they all controlled their own paddle moving across the screen. But on this one, everyone controls 2 at the same time, which is a little weird. I don't know, it's really not the way Pong Doubles is played, but it's nice that they put it in anyway. Again, you can go into those dip switch settings also. Let me just back out of here. And then you go into Pong Sports. This is really nice because these are all the Atari 2600 games. And I remember having this cartridge. I don't remember playing them too much because I was young with the Atari, but I did have this, and I do remember it, some of them, but I'm not going to go through all these because there is a lot of Atari 2600 games in here. But you can see it's playing Pong, like set up like soccer, set up like foosball, like Super Pong they have here, then your regular Pong. They actually have, like, it's set up like hockey, like that, okay? Which is nice. I'm glad they actually included the 2600 games in this. That I like a lot. I wish they would emulate more Atari 2600 games. That would be really cool. All right, let's back out of this. And then we'll move, I guess we'll move down to Super Breakout here. And again, like I said, you have dip switch settings on everything. This is nice. I like that they did this. They actually did the actual look of the gels that's on top of the, because the original Breakout was a black and white monitor, and then to make it look like color, they actually put gels on top, and it actually looks like that. It's not just colored squares. They didn't just color in the squares. They actually made it look like that overlay, that gel overlay was on here, which I like that. That's really cool. And we'll back out of that one. Going over to Warlords. Always hitting that first player button to start the game. I don't know why. All right, so this one has two settings. This one you can have it look like the upright, okay, which I was playing with it a little bit before. So you can have the overlay like the upright looks. And then you could actually go into the cocktail mode also. So this way you could play it with that overlay and that three-dimensional look. Or you can go into your dip switch settings, change it from upright to cocktail, and then go down to save and exit. And now when you go in, now it's back to cocktail settings. You don't have that overlay. You don't have that three-dimensional look, which is really cool. I'm glad they put that in. Just give you a real quick example of Warlords. This is a really good game. I like this game, especially if you're playing with 4 players. But of course, you can't play with 4 players on this. But even 2 players, it's fun. This kind of speeds the game of Pong up a little bit quicker. So this is a little bit more exciting, this game. That's the game of Warlords, guys. And then we have one last one to go to, and that's the Tempest. We'll take a look at that. I like that they added Tempest on this, especially with the correct aspect ratio, which is really cool. Now on this, the only thing, like, I don't know if I mentioned it, but I wish they would have put the dip switch settings in here so you could increase the vector glow. Code Mystics did that with the Star Wars cabinet. And I really like the glow, the vector glow, the halo that goes over, that you can emulate and make it really look like a vector monitor. They didn't put it in this, and I was sad to see that they didn't do that with this one. But that's it, guys. That's all the games, and they do look really, really good. They play well. Everything looks good. The thing is here, the area where your hand goes, is a little cramped. I know they wanted to make this look like a cocktail table here, but I would have rathered if they just cut this straight across here and just gave you all of that bottom area to put your hands on. This is kind of annoying to me, especially when it's sitting on the table and you're playing it correctly. You are a little cramped in here playing that. So that's a small critique, but that is a little negative for me. Like I said, if they just would have cut this straight across and just gave you all of that wood grain area at the bottom and did it on the top, you would have had so much more area and it would have been more comfortable to play. But I get the idea of making it look like the cocktail table. All right, guys, so what are my final thoughts on this cabinet? Well, I have to say, if you are nostalgic for those games and you like Pong, Pong Sports, 2600 games, Tempest, or Warlords, Super Breakout, all of those, if you have nostalgic value for that, you will like this cabinet. You'll love the way it plays. You'll love the way it looks, that nostalgic 70s colors and that look. The cabinet is built very well. All right, the only negatives, like I said, were the spinner. It's a little wobbly. I don't like that on it. But it provided you get a cabinet that works well and the spinners are nice and tight and everything is working well, you'll love the gameplay on the cabinet. That being said, guys, I would suggest that you pick it up at a sale price. I just believe $229 for this is way overpriced for what you're getting in this package. All right, and if you don't have any nostalgic value for any of those games, you're not going to like it. So definitely I would stay away from it. All right, guys, so that is the review, and I would just like to say thank you again to all my subscribers. I appreciate each and every one of you. Jester Tester saying be well, happy gaming as always, and until the next review, we will see you.